I really like I think it was what Ajahn said in his Dhamma talk the other day, is like, we really need to enjoy our suffering. It was I thought a very insightful, interesting way of looking at our predicament in life. Just like taking an interest in it, but just that enjoying it. I think one of the several of us just came back from the Yosemite camping trip, and most of that trip was 22 hours a day. We were kind of on our own, a little bit for breakfast and tea time, but the majority of the day was on our own, and just being in nature, not having the responsibilities, and just watching what the mind does. It was really striking to me how one morning I decided to walk out around this lake called Saddlebag Lake, and as I was walking over the dam at the very first part of the walk, the moon was just sort of setting behind the mountains, and so I kind of waited just for the moon to just be right on the edge of the mountain, and took a couple of nice photographs of it, kind of the moon setting. And I knew if I could walk to the other side of the lake, it opens up in the back, and then there's a north face and Kness in the back, and I had just calculated that I'd probably be able to take the photograph again from a different peak, and I was watching myself as I was walking. It's like I knew it didn't matter at all if I took the photograph. It was like zero significance in the world, but I could see I wanted to take it. And just having that wanting was creating some stress. And so I was, I really didn't care if I took the photograph, but I could see that desire. And so it was fun to watch that, like, oh, what's this expectation? What's going on here? And I didn't even need to analyze it. The desires for praise, the desires for something, create something beautiful. It's just, what does it feel like? Where does it feel like? Do I need to actually hold on to this? Can I let go of it? And just to be with it, like Ajahn Siri was saying. Can I have fun with this? Can I actually really get to know it? That was more important than feeling, sort of putting myself down. I shouldn't feel this way. Being critical, judgmental. That's another form of suffering. Another way that I was, sort of watching my mind real closely was the first. I guess it was the second day we were there. We did a hike up to Mount Kness and climb this ridge, and there were a couple places where we had to cross some really heavy snow. It was very steep. Fall if you were to fall and not be able to stop yourself, and so I felt really anxious about doing that. Just actually because of some past experiences of doing that when I lived in New Hampshire, with almost deadly results. So just a little bit apprehensive. And then that night when I went to sleep, every single time I closed my eyes, I had these visions of falling. It was like there were a couple places we were walking along the ridge where it really was like a 500,000 foot fall on the edge, and you could see that. And so this kind of tension arose in me, and it was funny. I started playing around with it, and it's just like, just watching how the body reacted, how the mind reacted. But then, like, instead of like just buying into the story, instead of going with the negative aspect of it, I started intentionally doing things like, well, if I actually saw myself starting to slide down the mountain or something, I was like, well, just deer run downhill or something like that. So you just see yourself bounding from rock to rock, and it's like, why do you have to see yourself crashing? Why don't you just see yourself just running down the mountain? And then at a certain point I was like, but you're going too fast. I was like, okay, well, fly. And I just started flying. And I was like, really just playing around with it. Like, okay, just because the mind wants to go in that direction of negativity or fear, it's like, I don't have to continue that story. I can change the narrative. And a couple months ago, I was talking to one of the visiting monks, and we were talking about just sort of like these anxiety dreams that we get. And Some people I know have like these dreams of showing up at school without any clothes on, or stuff like that. And mine is it's like you have 1 minute to get in the car to get you to the airport exactly at the time. You need zero tolerance for you leave right now. You can make the plane, and all of a sudden I realize I don't have my passport. I don't have my ticket. I haven't even packed my bags, and there's also something holding me in the chair, so I can't even move. It's like all this anxiety comes up, and these kind of dreams come up when, like, I feel like I need to be doing something, like learning my chanting, or I've got a presentation I have to give, and I've been procrastinating on it. This is the dream that comes up for me, that I'm going to miss my flight. And so, just recently, I was kind of in one of these dreams, and I just remember thinking in the dream, like, okay, I guess I won't go. It's like, just because somebody else has an expectation that I'm going to be someplace, or, there was an expectation that I was going to go on this trip, or for whatever reason, that's never really clear in the dream, but just say, okay. Like, as soon as I see the anxiety, I say, well, what's the anxiety about? Not making the plane. Well, okay. To get rid of the anxiety, then let's just get rid of the idea of the plane trip. And it started, that happened in the dream, and it was really profound. And so I'm trying to work with that in daily life too. Sort of like, okay, there's an expectation that the meal's at 11, but what happens if, the stove doesn't work, or somebody accidentally knocks the main dish over 5 minutes before? It's like, okay, well, that was my expectation. The meal would be at 11, but maybe it's going to be 11:30. No problem. It's an inconvenience, but not a problem. Or, I'm assigned to go into town today. It's like, yeah, I want to get these supplies, but what happens if I get there and all those supplies are out of stock? Okay, not a problem. The project will get pushed back a little bit. And so, just looking at our expectations and how we suffer, and actually having fun with the process of kind of changing our narrative to something that's less stressful. We'll leave that for our reflection this morning.